Early this morning, this house in Dacula caught fire. 3 people were home at the time, but only one adult male sustained an injury as he jumped out of a second-story window to safety. I'm Rachel Garrett for GBC News, and I got a tour of the damage on the inside from a woman who's renting the house. Firefighters arrived at 12:22 a.m. at this rental house. Lieutenant Eric Eberly says a tenant who lives in the basement first noticed the fire.
One of the occupants, prior to him retiring for the evening, stepped out back to have the last cigarette for the night, and he viewed actually the fire burning above him on the back deck that was on the main level. He evidently lives in the basement, and so he came around the back of the residence and banged on the front door trying to wake the occupant who was injured, who was sleeping evidently upstairs in the bonus room.
Eberly said the tenant upstairs tried to leave the house the normal way but had difficulty with the fire and smoke. Firefighters saw him on the roof outside his window and tried to give him a ladder.
Prior to them getting to the victim, he had jumped to the ground. He initially didn't have any injuries from the fall, but he did sustain some injuries from trying to get out of the house fire, which included some burns to his arms and also some inhalation burns.
Firefighters treated the victim for moderate smoke inhalation and burns on his arm and sent him on to Gwinnett Medical Center. He's now at Atlanta's Grady Memorial Hospital in the burn center. Firefighters say the victim could have considered other options for exiting the burning house.
He could have an escape ladder where he could have thrown it out of the window and gotten out of the window a lot easier than trying to jump and being susceptible to injury. I mean, especially if it was, higher than 2 stories. And also, he could have just easily have shut the door and placed towels around the door to help keep the smoke from getting in and waited for us to arrive.
Eberly says the investigators are not sure what caused the fire, but don't believe it to be suspicious.
The investigators at this time haven't labeled it as suspicious, but it is undetermined pending further investigation. They want to be able to wait till the condition of the victim has improved to a point where they can interview him and kind of get an idea of what happened, from his perspective, what happened.
Firefighters are calling the interior damage only moderate and told the renter that I spoke with, who did not wish to go on camera or be named, that the house could definitely be fixed because the frame is intact. For GBC News, I'm Rachel Garrett.